Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kurt and welcome back to Walt Disneylanders. Hope you guys have been enjoying your stay this far. Hope you guys have been having a good time and hope you're staying safe. This is week number 5 of the BBL season 8, no, BBL season 7, week number 5, I believe. We are taking on Zane Goose, coach of the St. Louis Cardinals. So if you guys are excited for today's Wi-Fi battle, please hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new here. Like I mentioned last week against Josh, I believe, they're not going to be a team builder this week, and kind of tired also because I'm recording this super late and I'm not like 100% over it yet. So but yeah, I've been sick recently, so I actually played this game. I didn't even commentate it. I just played the game and then I just went back to bed. I really wasn't feeling great. I also got to shout out Josh because he built my team. I literally DM'd Josh and was like, hey, I'll pay you $5 to build my team, and he said word. Gave me a whole thing of notes about it and came in clutch. And then also got to shout out Josh for playing for Zane, because me and Zane connected originally, but we didn't. His shit was not connecting, and we knew it wasn't an error on my end because I was literally just doing LAN. So Josh stepped up and was like, hey, just play through me so Kurt doesn't have to sit here because he's already sick. So shouts to Josh for just being a goat this week. Yeah, so in terms of what Josh gave me, he gave me no item Sylveon to punish Zane bringing Poltergeist Marshadow, because he's brought Poltergeist every week and not as much Spectral Thief, so really punished that type of Poltergeist Marshadow. I believe we are Rest Sleep Talk Zama with dual stab because he doesn't have great answers to it. We are Willow Hex Bro with, I believe we are Thunder Wave. We might be Will-O-Wisp, but I don't remember exactly. Which is super nice. It punishes a lot of his offense. We are Defog, Roost 2 attacks Lugia, Yachi SD, or Yachi 3 attacks Rocks Chomp, and Black Glasses Zarude with Encore for, I don't know. I actually don't know what Encore is for, I'm not gonna lie. I read the notes, but I don't feel like going back and reading them, so. Zane has the Marshadow, the Dracovish, Gigalith, Dracozolt, G Slowbro, and G Moltres. I don't actually know what Zane had on the bench. I know he has Torn T, and that's it. That was like a one mon that Josh repeated in his notes that I noticed, but other than that, I don't actually remember what else he had that he didn't bring. So yeah, like I said, this week's been kind of laid back and shit. The rest of the season will be good. Like I said, I'm just not fully over it yet, but I know that I'll be good for when I play D-Ray, and I'll be good for ICP as well. So yeah, post-com as well. So let's try and get into this. So see team preview, and I believe we're gonna lead with Rotom, because getting a status on just about any Pokemon is really nice here. Even burning something like Slowbro is really nice because Willow Hex can just break that apart. It also counter leads potential Gigalith or a Moltres wanting to U-turn or Gigalith set up rocks. Covers just about every type of lead. The worst case scenario would be a Dracozolt lead, and even that's not the worst because we will live a Bullbeak and we can burn it, so I don't think you'll ever want to risk that. So I like leading with my Rotom here, as I'm gonna just skip ahead because he takes a while to think. So yeah, good luck, fun to Zane. Make sure you guys go check him out. He leads with Slowbro, as I'm going to lead with my Rotom, and I believe I'm just gonna click a status move here. I don't think I'm gonna bother. Yeah, I'm Willow Hex, Rotom. You guys can kind of pause and look at my moves if you want, but it's basically what I said. Oh, we're 2 attacks, SD Stealth Rock. So I believe I should just fire off a status here, but I don't actually think I do. What do I do here? I'm gonna Volt Switch, and I don't. I feel like I should just fire off a Will-O-Wisp here, because what does he have to deal with a Willow? He really doesn't have much to deal with a Willow, so I feel like I should have just Willowed here. But we're gonna fire off a Volt Switch. Pivot wise, I don't really know what I can go into on this thing. Garchomp can chew any hit from this mon. Does a good amount, so he's not like any type of AV Slowbro or anything like that. He is he's a bulkier Slowbro, but he's not an AV set, so he's not gonna click Ice Beam on my Rotom. So I'm gonna go into my Garchomp, knowing damn well that I can take pretty much any hit from this thing. As he's gonna go for the Psychic, we're gonna shoot this up, and we're gonna force him out with an Earthquake so I can get my rocks up. Yeah, we know this forces him out. He has a Moltres. He has something like a... he doesn't pivot well into this, so he kind of sticks like offense. But he could pivot Moltres on an Earthquake here, because Scale Shot won't kill his Slowbro, so I have no reason to go for anything that is an Earthquake or set up rocks. So I'm going to set up my rocks here. I take forever to figure this out. yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's his pivot to Garchomp. He doesn't have one. He's probably going to pivot Molt, so I'm just going to set up rocks here because they're relatively free. Yeah, they're really nice for punishing Dragovish and Dragozolt, as well as just getting chip on things like Marshadow and Gigalith who just want to come in. Moltres is probably going to be boots, but it's, you know, it's getting that information that's also super important, and punishing it if it's not. Baiting a double. God damn it, just hurry up. Click rocks. Just click rocks, Goofy. There you go. As he actually stays in and opts to click Ice Beam this turn as I set up Stealth Rocks. And Ice Beam is going to hurt like a bitch. We are Yashi Berry, so we will be able to chew it and get an Earthquake off next turn. And even if he has Shuka Berry, we'll be able to get a lot of damage off to where he has to regen in multiple times to punish us, except for the fact that we get frozen. This really sucks in the fact that my Garchomp is now completely useless. Now, in the long term, did this matter? Maybe not, but what this would have allowed me to do is it would have let me Earthquake, and even through Shuka Berry, Earthquake was doing a solid 40%. So he's already at, say, 60, so it would have taken him to red or just about red. If we don't unfreeze, it would have taken him to red or just about red. And that forcing him to regen out, he would have only come in at 50%, not being able to take as good of hits, but it's unfortunate. Garchomp goes down. And I can just revenge this thing with Zarude. I debate it, but I think I just go Zarude here because it forces out with a Lariat, and I can gain some momentum with U-turn. He also shouldn't sack this when he has Moltres, so that also checks Zarude. So I'm just gonna go Zarude, and I'm gonna make the aggressive U-turn, I think. Or do I just? I think I Darkest off Tilt. Yeah, I Darkest off Tilt. I should have U-turned here because he had no reason to sack it. Because him staying in kind of screamed Shuka Berry to me. Like, no normal person makes that play if they're not Shuka Berry. So him staying in kind of screamed Shuka. So I figured he wouldn't want to sack this Mon just yet, as it is a really nice Zama check. But I clicked Lariat and Tilt. Yeah, so that's just unfortunate. I click Lariat. This is going to do like square root of nothing. It actually does some nice damage. It does about 20%. As I can just U-turn out here. Moltres doesn't get Roost, so if he has some sort of Rest Talk set, we'll find out. But for now, it's just free. If he U-turns on me, that's really bad. Because he gets more momentum out of it. But we do get the fast U-turn. As I'm just going to go into my Rotom, I think. Rotom or Sylveon? What do I go? I go into Sylveon because this thing can't touch Sylveon at all. Even a flying move isn't going to do a whole lot to us. As he decides to go for the U-turn. This is really bad because Slowbro just gets to come back in here. And yeah, it's less than ideal. This also would have been... This is where Garchomp coming in would have been really nice, because if I chipped that Slowbro to about 20%, he would have regened out about 50, but I also could have revenged with Zarude and killed with U-turn, therefore forcing out, and then I get to U-turn pivot on Moltres, so then the sequence of events wouldn't even happen. So it is what it is. Losing Garchomp like that really sucked, so we're gonna have to try and come back from it, as he goes into Dracovish. Actually, I'm gonna try and skip ahead as he waits a shit ton of time. He sends in Dracovish here, so I'm calculating if I can live with Vicious Rend. Spoiler alert, I can't. And I really don't have great fish pivots. This is going to be my best pivot, is going to be Zama or Zarude. But Zama is also pressured to check Dragozolt, because we also don't check Dragozolt. And Zarude can check Dracovish, kind of, but not really Dragozolt, because both hurt like a bitch. As I'm just going to Protect, I think, just to see. It covers him. Protect is no drawback, because there's no way this Vish isn't choiced. At least I doubt it. So I can figure out if he wants to predict the Zarude and go for Leech Life, but he does luck into the Vicious Rend, so I can actually pivot into Zarude here for relatively free. There's no real drawback to me doing it. It's going to hurt like a bitch, but it's going to hurt just about everything. So I can pivot into my Zarude on this first one, keep the health on my Slinky for now, and then we can gain U-turn momentum, as he doesn't want to take damage on this, especially because he's going to be taking rocks damage throughout the game. He doesn't want to take extra chip with the with a potential attack here from like a Power Whip or something. So goes for Fishes, and dude, we're fat Zarude, and that shit still almost 2-hit KOs us, so that's not good. Try to calc the damage here. I fuck up my calcs the entire game. I wasn't actually sure until post game whether he was banded or scarfed. That is banded damage. But I kept fucking up the calcs, so I thought this was scarfed for the longest time, but he has banded Fish, which makes sense with his team comp. He has a Gigalith to provide Sand Rush if he chooses to go that way, but I'm pretty sure that's banded Strongjaw. As I'm just going to click U-turn here, as he goes probably into Moltres, doesn't want to take the hit. If he does stay in, I can go into ZAMAZENTA, but he does go back into his Moltres, which this thing's getting chipped, no Roost, so I can punish this thing, and he doesn't have great Moonblast switch-ins outside of Slowbro, so I can go into Sylveon and just continue to punish his Moltres coming in until his Moltres is eventually dead. Also boots Moltres, I already knew that, but just worth pointing out. My alternative here is Rotom, and try and get some Volt Switch momentum, but I just like Sylveon here because it lets me fire off a free Moonblast. I could get a potential Spatak drop on that Slowbro. Slowbro coming in for free is super annoying, but we are just going to Moonblast, get some chip on it, and kill this Moltres if he does overplay for some reason, expecting me to click like a Psychic move or a Wish or something like that. So I believe that's actually what he does. Let me... yeah, he clicks Hurricane. I click Moonblast. Can I... why does that jump for like... Jesus Christ. Okay, so this just sucks. I can't scroll very well. Just impatience, I guess. So I believe here he actually goes for Hurricane, though. Yeah, you guys saw I get confused. So he goes for Hurricane, hits, and gets the confusion, which is super annoying for us. It's super annoying because he... Go away. How do I make this go away? I can't make it go away. I'm sorry. There we go. I break through, though, and I get chip on it. He was probably just acting for chip on Sylveon, but I do have Wish. So, yeah, the confuse really sucks because if I hit myself there, I was in a super shit spot. Also, hitting Hurricane is basically cheating, so there's that. But now his Moltres is dead. That gets rid of his pivot into Zarude. He really doesn't have great switch into Zarude. The issue is that Zarude is so incredibly pressured to kind of like check things and kill things that it has a lot on its plate to do this game. As he goes back into Vish, and I'm like, fuck, I just sack a Pokemon of this. This is not good. Zama can chew a hit really well from this thing. Rotom cannot, so we have to go into our Zama. If we didn't have Zama, I think we would just get 6-0'd by Dracovish. So luckily we do have Zama with the defense boost to come and save our fucking behinds. As he's just going to click Vicious. He has no reason not to. All this really does for us is get us more chip. I can close combat here for relatively free. Force that Slowbro in. As that still does so much damage. Fucking Fish hurts, bro. Our water types are not the most defensively built Pokemon, although we could have brought Quillfish. I don't know why we didn't bring Quillfish against this team, but Josh built it. I'm not going to question it, so... Yeah. Basically, we're just calcing. Again, trying to calc what this Dragovish's damage is. I clearly can't. I fucked up somehow. I don't know how I fucked up. But for half this game, I thought he was Scarfed, and then he was doing Banded damage, so I thought he was Banded, but he was doing Scarf damage earlier, so I fucked something up. This is what happens when you play when you're sick, kids. You don't understand math. Can we do this? I don't know. God damn it. Yeah, okay. God damn it. This is the worst. Why is it scroll 30 and then -10? This is the worst. And it shows up on your screen, but on mine. There we go. I click close combat here, knowing damn well that the Slowbro can come in for relatively free, but it forces it in. And look how healthy that shit is. Look how healthy this fucking Mon ended up being because he didn't get frozen, because I got frozen. So close combat, as that barely moves the health bar. Get our defenses dropped. We can still take a Flamethrower from this thing, or a Psychic relatively easy, but Behemoth is not going to do enough to make it worth it, so I can pivot out into, I believe I go into Rotom here, but Rotom or Simon? I think I'm iffy on Simon, but I don't think he clicks Sludge Bomb here ever, because, like, why would you? So I think I'm going to go into Simon here eventually after I fucking click the button. Rotom was also valuable, like a decent play, expecting a Flamethrower, but Simon covers a Psychic play. It's also just a Lugia. It does what it wants, and overall it's just annoying for his team. He doesn't, like, he breaks his Mon really well. He actually is a really good Lugia matchup, but defensively he doesn't have great switch into Earth Power and Air Slash. Psychic does, what is that, 7 damage? No, that did 9 damage. 9 damage. So, relatively free Earth Power here. His ground resist is Marshadow, so yeah, relatively free Earth Power, as he's going to withdraw, I believe, into Gigalith. I believe this is Gigalith here. As he's going to take the 6% from rocks, as well as the, 12% from rocks, because rock doesn't resist rock. I always forget that. Sets up the sand, so I know that his Dracozolt is probably Sand Rush. That doesn't shock me. Earth Power, that barely does more than Stealth Rock. So this just goes to show how piss poor Lugia is, and how fat Gigalith is in the sand. So I'm going to switch back to my Zama. Even if he clicks Earthquake on the predict, it does like -3 damage because I'm a fucking Zama. I can rest up on this thing and then start firing off Sleep Talks. And what this allows me to do is fire off Sleep Talks so that I don't have to waste my Behemoth Bash PP. And I can, because if you guys don't know, when you use Sleep Talk and then you use one of your offensive moves, it uses Sleep Talk PP, not one of your offensive moves PP. So it really just lets Zama be around for longer. As well as keeping it healthy, it lets me attack for longer and not run out of moves. So I'm gonna go to my Zama as he just clicks Rock Blast, I believe here, which is a really good bring on his part for the Lugia, the multi-scale. No, he just sets up rocks, but he does have Rock Blast, spoiler alert. But he does set up rocks to punish my switches. I'm not overly concerned. I don't want to defog because I do want to punish his switches, and my team don't really mind rocks. They're annoying, but it's whatever. A lot of my team has recovery outside of the Rotom and the Zarude. A lot of my team has recovery, so I'm not overly concerned about the rock chip, as I'm just going to Behemoth here because it punishes, I'm calculating to see if Behemoth kills Gigalith. It does. I'm going to Behemoth because it kills Gigalith, but also does more damage to Slowbro than Close Combat would, because it does 4 times resist Steel. As he does just go back into Slowbro, he's back at full. He's going to take 12% from rocks, as well as the Behemoth Bash, which is going to do an okay chunk. He is Fizz Def Bro. It is a Slowbro, and it does, yeah. Like, I'm not overly offensive Zama either, so this does a nice chunk, though. Knocks it to just above half, I'd say. And he's going to take Sand, so I believe he gets knocked into Yellow because of Sand. Just above. He's at like 51 right now, as this Mon really can't do jack shit. I'm calculating to see if non-invested Fire Blast kills me here, which it won't, and I will be faster, so I could fire off another Behemoth to punish him, just being offensive and keeping him weak, just like we did against Owen in the regular Slowbro. We want to keep this Slowbro weak to force him to regen out, and then we can get more kills with our Zama that way. So I'm going to Behemoth again, and this is going to knock him down. Jesus Christ, this lags my shit. Knocks him to 25%, as I believe he actually slacks off here. He does slack off here, so that's super annoying for us, because now he's able to slack off. He called, I don't know whether he called me or just wanted to get back to full, but he did get back up healthier, which is really unfortunate here. So I believe now, I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, I'm looking for Sand. I want to see if he's Sand Rock or Lefties. I believe he is Sand Rock. I'm going to rest here. I could have Behemoth again, but I don't want to run out of Behemoth PP, and that is the main issue I play with a lot of this game, is I really don't want to run out of Behemoth Bash PP, because it is so spammable against his team, especially if the Slowbro goes down, as he's going to withdraw into Super Bolt the Dragozolt, as this worked out to being a perfect turn for me. This would have did a shit ton if I clicked Behemoth, but I get to rest up, and there's no universe. I don't care if he's modest specs with Fire Blast. There's no universe where Dragozolt can Oko Zama, so I can actually just fire off a Sleep Talk here, and hope for the close combat. I'd love to hit this thing with a close combat. It won't kill, but it'll knock him super low to where he can't repeatedly switch in, and if he's Life Orb, he'll slowly just kill himself. Bull Peak will actually chew this up pretty well. Considering the circumstances, we chew that really well. And he is Life Orb, so I'm really hoping for a close combat here, because he will slowly just kill himself. And once this thing dies, then I can use Zama to kill Dragovish and not have to have it double pivot, as we do roll the close combat, which is super fortunate for us. And he is 1 Life Orb hit away from dying, so that's super, super nice. He is 1 Life Orb hit from dying, so all I really need to do here is sack something else to Dragozolt, and then Zama can come back in and click its other Sleep Talk turn. So yeah, Dragozolt claims a kill, but it's better than Dragozolt claiming 5 kills. So I believe I sack off Zarude here. I think. I don't know what I sack off here. Or I go Rotom. Do I go Rotom here? Is that what I do? What do I do? I go into Zarude. Because I think this still kills me, actually. I don't know why. Oh, it killed everything. I think I was trying to make the Rotom play, but it does Oko Rotom, which is ridiculous. So I'm just going to sack off Zarude. Well, it does have nice offensive pressure. I don't need it for a whole lot because I don't have recovery. And I do die here. I think Rotom could still have some nice recovery. Crit, I don't think mattered. Could have some nice recovery in the sense of I can take 1 hit from Vish 1v1, and I can burn it. I can kill Gigalith, and I can burn the potential Marshadow. I can also Willow Hex the Slowbro to death. So Zarude was nice, but I feel like Rotom just had more to offer, especially because Rotom's at full HP. As I can go into said Rotom because it matches up perfectly against all 4 of his mons, like I was just explaining. Dracovish I can burn, Gigalith I can burn, Marshadow I can burn, and Slowbro I can burn to Willow Hex. So overall, all 4 is a really good matchup for Rotom. Will-O-Wisp is just an overall free play here, so I go into my Rotom as he actually goes into the Marshadow. overrated the Marshadow, which is terrifying. This Mon can just win the game right here if he's the proper set. So I'm going to click Will-O-Wisp as he goes fucking crazy bananas. He goes fucking crazy bananas and clicks Bulk Up this turn. So him clicking Bulk Up here was really a crazy bring, and B, a crazy play. I feel like setting up Bulk Up in the face of Rotom is insane because I Will-O-Wisp you. I know I'm speaking ahead of turn, but like you'll notice he'll take a little bit of time. Oh, he Poltergeists here. I'm sorry. He Poltergeists first, and then he Willows, and then he Bulk Up. So Poltergeist, we chew that up as I Willow. Still think it's a crazy play to just attack Rotom. Because now his Marshadow's burned, so I'm thinking, oh shit, he might be Lumberry. He's not Lumberry though. Sand subsides, so I don't have to take any more Sand Chip. But his Marshadow is burned, and he has no way of taking that off unless he's some sort of weird rest Marshadow. We absolutely chew the Poltergeist, as what he does here is he bulks up because he knows he can take a Hydro Pump. As I'm just gonna go into Sylveon because he's burned. A burned Poison Jab won't 2-hit KO my Sylveon from here. I believe it's a roll, but it's like a 12% roll to kill me if he clicks Poison Jab into Poison Jab. So I can just go into Sylveon here, as I'm expecting him to Poltergeist again. He could Close Combat, he could Poison Jab on the switch, but I think he's just going to Poltergeist again. So we go into Sylveon, and this is where Josh kind of comes in clutch, because I don't know if I would have thought about this in building, so shouts to Josh. I definitely wouldn't have, actually. He bulks up. That's what I thought was a crazy play, because I feel like he could have taken so much damage from Hydro Pump, but I guess he knew he could take one and then got into a decent spot. He also figured that any switch just kind of won him the game, because he kills Lugia, he kills Zama, and in theory he should kill Sylveon here with Poltergeist, but what he doesn't realize is that I have no item, and I don't think he actually brought coverage to hit Sylveon besides that. So Sylveon just hard walls this Marshadow, as Wish is absolutely free here. I'm just kind of thinking about if P-Jab will kill me with the +1 now. It won't. It'll leave me low, but it's fine because I can just Wish Protect up on this thing. Why did I Protect? I don't know why I protected. That was a weird play. I don't like that play. Note to self, that was a weird play. I should have wished. As he does Poltergeist, I protect. No, it fails. I'm gonna Wish up here. He goes for it again here, I think, though. I think both of us missed that. I feel like it should just say it got blocked by Protect, but yeah, I guess it's because the move doesn't work. Yeah, we both slipped up on that. Oh well. I get the Wish up here. That Protect play was a stupid play on my part, but whatever. I guess we get the extra Burn Chip off, which worked in this scenario, but overall shouldn't have worked. As now I can fire off a Moonblast, because this Moonblast resist is slow, bro. Getting Chip on that is awesome, as well as we get our Wish back guaranteed here. He can't kill us, and we force him out. His Marshadow is going to be at about 60% for the rest of the game. He's burned. And he's a Marshadow, and we have Sylveon the hard wall, so pretty much we just can't sack Sylveon. He's gonna withdraw here into the Slowbro, as I'm just gonna fire from Moonblast, get a little bit of chip on this thing. He's at like 99, taking 12%, and then he takes a Moonblast. So like over time, we're slowly chipping it, kind of, not really. We don't have great ways of breaking this Mon. I really need this Mon status of all things. The other good thing though is that he's he's a Slack Off, Ice Beam, Psychic. Even Ice Beam is just going to bounce off of Lugia because it's a fucking Lugia. And then Lugia gets to click Earth Power, and we kind of repeat this cycle of Gigalith coming in, and then Zama coming in, and then Zama gets Close Combat, and then me sacking him on. And then we kind of just repeat this long process of bullying Slowbro with Lugia, bullying Gigalith, Zama bullying the Gigalith, and then him kind of revenging Zama with his Dracovish at this point, which also, he doesn't beat Zama, Rest Talk, outside of Dracovish. So if he sacks the Dracovish, Zama just wins the game if I play it correctly, because Marshadow, now that it's burned, can't really beat me unless he bulks up insane amounts and I get really bad Rest Talk turns, which is risky 1v1 against Marshadow because of the, Rest Talk and the Close Combat. I'm going to Earth Power for free as he goes back into his Gigalith, as, again, 12% from Rocks plus an Earth Power. This thing is not going to last long. He doesn't need the Sand anymore because Dracozolt is dead and his Dracovish is Strongjaw, so it's just overall annoying Sand Chip. Earth Power is free as this chips it down, and he can only do this one, maybe two more times. He might be able to take one more Earth Power and Rocks and then sack this to Rocks later, as we're just going to repeat the process. He can't kill me with Earthquake. If he pulls a double here, good play. I feel like that's his main way of getting back into the game, is pulling some sort of aggressive double into Dracovish. But Dracovish is going to take sand and rocks damage, and then Zama can just chew the hit as well. Even from this range, we still easily chew a Dracovish hit. What's scary here is he goes for Rock Blast, which, like I was saying earlier, was a really good bring for Lugia. This does 2 damage to Zama. Yeah, as he gets all 5, I think, which is really annoying. He gets all 5, which, not like it matters in the long run. We are in range of a Dracovish here, so what is scary is if he makes the aggressive play into Dracovish, banking on a bad roll. I don't agree with that play. I don't think that is a play he can make. I think he should just go back into Slowbro, as he is just going to sack off Gigalith here, which is equally a good play, because I don't get to rest up on Dracovish, as I get to rest Sleep Talk, which actually works in my favor. He body presses. This is going to bounce. We'll eat this pretty well. Does about half of our remaining HP. Why that rest was so pivotal, I'm actually going to pause so I can catch up on my words. Why that rest was super pivotal was because if I had killed the Gigalith on this turn, he would have been able to revenge me with Dracovish, and I would have had to sack something, most likely the Rotom. But Rotom still can have some use in things like burning the Willow Hexing the Slowbro, and just getting overall maybe another burn on something like Dracovish, or just being like, it's nice sack fodder. So that rest actually was super clutch for me, because it lets me rest up on the Gigalith here, and that lets me keep my Zama healthy so that he can't revenge me as easily with Dracovish. If he does revenge me with Dracovish, I can still chew the hit and get a close combat off, and then he'll eventually die to things like rocks plus sand chips. So kind of got bailed out in that sense, but I was also content with having to potentially sack Rotom, and then actually, I think if he would have brought in Dracovish, I think I would have had to just close combat it and then try and get it to die. I don't know what my alternative play would have been there. I think I kind of got bailed. I think in hindsight, I should have just clicked Rest and not click Sleep Talk, because I think I kind of got bailed out there, because I needed this for Dracovish, and I don't know if Dracovish is in range of close combat yet. So we do get the rest off though. He goes for body press as it bounces. This turn I would love to kill him. I don't want to take another body press. If I do roll rest here, I might just try and stall my own turn. As he goes back into Slowbro, this Mon is getting super fucking annoying. I really don't like him. And this is kind of why the Garchomp freeze didn't matter in the long term, because like he does pivot into this a lot. So I think he would have been at regen, but it's just early game. He would have been super low. I roll a close combat into a Slowbro, which really sucked because I A, lower my Spadef, and B, do 0 damage to the Slowbro, which is super, super ass. As we still have one more turn of our rest, but I don't want to take a potential Flamethrower or a Psychic. I still have Lugia, which again, Lugia just repeats the cycle of he getting Earth Power damage on Gigalith, and then forcing something else in. Please stop thinking and just go into Gigalith. I'm calculating to see if I can 1v1 this with the potential Mystical Fire Wish Protect thing, but I run out of PP before he does. If he does have some sort of Sludge Bomb, he can also get a Sludge Bomb Poison. So I'm just going to go into my Lugia and continue this process. The reason I need to do this also, and Sylveon was a stupid play there, is because Lugia forces a kill here, finally, for once in its life. If Gigalith comes in, then he would have died to the Earth Power plus Rocks, but he actually pulls a double into Dracovish on my Lugia, which I revealed to be my play multiple times, so it was a really good play on his part. As this Dracovish is getting chipped, he's actually getting himself into close combat range, and once this Dracovish is in close combat range, he will die. So he will die, and then Lugia will, or not Lugia, Zama will win the, pretty much just win the game from there. So I'm going to sack off Rotom here, as he does just blow me ass backwards with the Dracovish. Fish's Rend, Rotom really had no use outside of potentially burning the Slowbro, but I needed a sack piece, and he was the most expendable thing. As now we have to go into Zama and kind of have to play the luck game a little bit. I really need to roll a close combat here. If I don't roll a close combat, I lose. And I've kind of accepted that at this point. Dracovish is such a problem for my team. And if I don't roll a close combat here, I lose the game. And even if I roll close combat, I don't guaranteed win the game because he could still live it. I'm trying to figure out here if I have any other outs, but realistically, he just clicks Dracovish 3 times. And even if he doesn't, Lugia and Sylveon can't win the game with what he has left. Maybe Sylveon can stall out the game, but that would just about be it. So I really need to bank on this Sleep Talk roll to kill this Dracovish. Because if I roll a Behemoth Bash or a Rest and he clicks Fish's Friend, then he kind of just wins the game. I will live one, He goes for Vicious. I will live this, obviously, because I'm Zama, but, like, I'm really close to dying. He will kill me with another one, so I Sleep Talk, and fingers crossed, we roll Rest, so that's about it. The Sand subsides, which is kind of, it doesn't really affect anybody, as I'm going to just wake up in close combat on the off chance that he chokes, but he should just click close combat and knock me out here. Or he should just click fucking Vicious and knock me out here. But, because, yeah, Lugia won't take one, Sylveon won't take one, and I'm at 40 HP. Like, this won't take one either. So he just wins the game with Dracovish here, but he does withdraw. And this confused me initially. I really was not sure what he was doing. Still not overly sure what, but he was, hindsight, he was banded, so I was faster. So, I guess that makes sense, but it was still a roll to kill, I believe. That was a crit, by the way, because thanks, Zama. Was he Sandrush Vish? I just now realized that. Holy shit. He was Sandrush Vish with... Oh my god. I'm so dumb. Oh my god. Okay, so... Hi, comment section, who have all been saying that he's Sandrush Dracovish. Because he wasn't taking sand damage either. Oh my god. I'm so stupid. And that's why he switched there, because he wasn't faster. But if... Oh boy. Lesson learned, kids. Don't play Pokemon while you're sick. It's very hard when you're not sick. So when you're sick, things don't even make sense. I did pause at a good point, though, because I noticed a new win con, and that is up here. Is my mouse showing? It is. Up here in the top right corner, Zane's timer compared to mine is exponentially low. Like I've been saying this entire game, Zane's been taking a lot of time to think, which I guess isn't entirely Zane's fault, because he does have to play through Josh, so there is that couple extra second delay between him saying his play, Josh selecting the button, and confirming it. So let's say each play takes an extra 4 seconds for Zane. That is really unfortunate considering how many turns there's been. Let's say it's been like 25, 30 turns, so what's 30 times 4? 160, right? 3 times 4 is 12, so 120 seconds, so that is about 2 minutes he's lost-ish. Don't quote my math on that either, but that could be about 2 minutes he's lost, so just in the grand scheme of things. So it is unfortunate, but I have noticed my new win con, and that is this right here. Zane has been taking a lot of time per turn, so if I play the long game with Rest Talk Zama and Lugia and Sylveon, I can honestly just stall him at a time, which I think is my best win con, because once that Dracovish comes back in, I lose the game. Right now, I'm trying to figure out why he switched, as we just all had the same revelation, and totally not just me. We know now that he's banded Sandrush Vish. That's why he wasn't taking sand damage. That's why he was doing so much. As I'm just going to rest here, I can take a flamethrower from this thing easily when I'm full. As he just clicks Psychic here. This reveals to me that he doesn't have flamethrower, which makes sense, because if he didn't have flamethrower, or if he has Scald, he clicks Scald, and I wasn't sure why he had Scald for my team. I don't know what on my team is weak to Scald. But what this does reveal is that he doesn't have Sludge Bomb for my Sylveon. He is Ice Beam, Scald, Psychic, and Slack Off. So this is walled by A, Lugia, because Ice Beam bounces, and B, Sylveon. So this is super nice. We kind of wall each other, but I can Mystical Fire the 1v1 for Slowbro, which, considering timer as a win con, is also really good for Sylveon, because I can just stall him to death for the timer. As he goes for Psychic here, Lugia will absolutely chew. Does no type of damage. I think he should have Scalded and gone for the burn, but it is what it is. As I'm just going to Earth Power, his, like I said, his ground resist is Marshadow. As he's going to chew this up with Slowbro, he does reveal the Choco Berry, which, by the way, if I had popped it earlier, he wouldn't have been getting it now, so this would have done exponentially more damage, considering that did about 20% on its own. Without the Choco Berry, would have done a solid, what, like 30, 35? Get this Spadef drop, which kind of sucks for him, but also you froze my Garchomp, so I don't feel bad. No freeze again, as I'm going to Roost up here. This is a risky play in the sense that he could switch here, but if he goes into Gigalith, I kill it. So I'm not overly concerned. I keep my Lugia healthy, as this thing is in range of dying to Earth Power. I don't think I kill it though. I think I go into Zama and stall out turns again. I could be wrong. I Roost up, keep Lugia healthy, as I think I just try to play the long game and switch into Zama. I think I switch here to make him play another turn. I think that's what I do, right? Because that also stalls a sand turn. Right? I should go into Zama here. That would make sense for my win con. Yep. I go into Zama as, hold on, let me you'll see it next turn. Zama comes out and will absolutely chew. He clicks Rock Blast, expect me to just kill him off, but we do get the extra turn here. Dauntless Shield, Rock Blast, etc. The same old. As he misses that, that doesn't matter. I'm a fucking Zama. As you can see, just from the 3 turns ago. How many turns ago was it that I was explaining the thing? It was Zama in on Slowbro, so I clicked Rest on the Slowbro as he scalded, and then I went into Lugia, and then I clicked Roost. So 3 turns. He went from 56 seconds to 10 seconds. So in the last 3 turns, he's used 40 seconds of his timer. I've used about 10. No, I think I've used about 23, I believe. I was at 28 or 38. So yeah, you can see why I'm playing from a win con here, and this is why the Zama play was made a lot more sense than me clicking Earth Power. So if I clicked Earth Power with my Lugia there, what would have happened is he would have went into Dracovish and clicked Fish's Rend, and all he has to do to win with Dracovish is hope I don't get a Sleep Talk roll of close combat into his Dracovish, and then he wins the game. So this A gave me an out for a longer game, and B stalls out his timer because he has to play an extra turn now of him sacking Gigalith. As I can Sleep Talk here. If I really wanted to be a dick, I could have clicked Rest, but Sleep Talk got me the same thing. I guess I could have just spammed Rest to stall out his timer. As I do close combat, kill off his Gigalith here, and we're really playing for the timer game at this point. No, I don't feel bad. I know I just did this to somebody recently. I don't remember who. I don't know. I did it to somebody recently, and I didn't feel bad there either. That might be a future game. I don't remember. My brain hurts. As he goes into Sardinia, Dracovish, and I'm going to keep pausing to point it out, he's almost dead as he's at 4 seconds. So I just want to reverb real quick. Zama's in. He misses Rock Blast. I just want to show that this turn took 6 seconds. 6 seconds of his time, not mine. Which I don't actually know how that's possible. Because I took 5 seconds for that turn. So yeah, that makes sense because he took the extra second to lock in. So I guess that is unfortunate him playing through Josh. But like I said, I don't know if it would really matter in the grand scheme of things. So in comes Sardinia. Like I said, that turn took 6 seconds. So he has to just spam A. 4 seconds. I'm going to sack Lugia. This will force another turn. I have 2 sack pieces as well as Sylveon clicking Protect. So all I have to do is send in Lugia, sack it off. I can go into Sylveon, click Protect. That forces 1 turn, and then I can sack off Sylveon. That forces the 2nd turn, and he shouldn't have enough time to kill me. Lugia chews up the hit, and this seals the game because I expected Lugia to die here. But Lugia living the hit guarantees me win the game because he was at 4 seconds last turn. So even if he takes 1 second per turn, he kills Lugia, he'll be at 3 seconds. I go into Sylveon, click Protect, he's at 2 seconds. I sack off Sylveon, he has 1 second. I go into Zama, and the turn, Zama will live 1, and then the game will end. So this just guarantees me the win through timer, as he does take 1 second with that last turn. I'm going to roost up in case he doesn't click Fish's Rend for whatever reason. He does click Fish's Rend though, as Lugia will just die off. And I'm going to go into Sylveon because it does give me that potential for a 2-0 victory instead of a 1-0 if he does take 2 seconds on a turn instead of 1. So I go into Sylveon here, and I click Protect because it stalls out another second of his timer, and then he will lose to the timer as he has 2 seconds left. I click Protect, stall out the turn. He has to play out the final turn. I actually think I Zama here. Yep, I go Zama here. I remember this. He clicks Fishes. I chew, and just to save diff, I know I'm a total asshole. No, I don't care. I timer stall him, and I preserve diff by going into Slinky. Slinky will guarantee live. If he crits me, then I still win 1-0, whatever. But Slinky will still chew the Fish's Rend from here, just on nothing, and we will win 2-0 over Zane and the St. Louis Cardinals. So do I feel bad about timer stalling and saving diff? No. Both are part of the game. Both are part of Draft League, so I don't feel bad, especially in Gen 8 in the sense that timer is something you really have to pay attention to. And yeah, so GG's to Zane though. He did play very well, and his team is very threatening. So I think if that was a game on Showdown, Zane wins that 100% of the time. But I played for my win con, and that's what matters. So we move up to what, 2-3 now? 3-3? What week is this? This is week 5, so we're 2-3 because we lost to Josh, Owen, and Galadite. Yep, we are 2-3 now. Finally have our first win since week 1. Next week we played Grandmaster D-Ray, coach of the San Diego Snugglers. I'll go into a more pleasant screen for you guys to look at. Next week we play D-Ray in the Grand Diego Snugglers. Wow, that fucking... next week we play D-Ray in the San Diego Snugglers. Really excited for that game. Hopefully I'll be back 100% for that, so you guys will have Team Builder and all that shit next week. So yeah, GG's to Zane. And with that, I'm hopping out of here. So if you guys did enjoy today's Wi-Fi battle, please hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new here. And with that, I'm hopping out. So until next time, my name's Kurt, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I'm out.